Hello there everyone, and welcome back to Rome 2 Total War with the Caesar and Gaul campaign, using the War of the Gods mod pack. Sometimes I forget which one it is, War of the Gods, Gods of the War, something like that. Anyways, we had a bit of a funny business, because last time around we took Elysia, which is over here. Pretty bloody battle. And then we had two Nervi army on either side of us. And I thought maybe they would go ahead and combine and attack us, since we would have at least one legion weakened by our fighting over here. That's not what they did. This one kept in place, which is now also kept in place by Caesar sieging it. And I can't remember what legion this is. The 11th legion is holding them in place over there. But then you wonder, how did they manage? And I don't know really myself. Apparently, we had no garrison in this town, and so it was left completely open, and these guys just marched in. Or I guess maybe because it's still high percent of Celtic culture, that they just let them in. So yeah, they just marched past us and took this. Now this could have been bad if they've actually gone and followed that up with attacks against us, kind of in the same turn, because that would have blocked our retreat back to safety. But as my spies have figured out, there is no one here. So we've looked at these two settlements, and I imagine it's similar over here. This spy is hopefully going to check these out. So yeah, it's not really going too well for the enemy. And then further on, I had advanced my forces. So, let's see. I think it was the 5th, was it? Yes, the 5th. The 5th have suffered too many casualties moving through here, so they need to go back to try and replenish. So I've moved them back here. We might even have to move them further back to be replenished. Anyways, we still have some moving forward, and right now there's no threat from this settlement anyway, so we can leave it. The 13 had moved on from this little village and is now attacking this little village by the sea. And this is a particularly good fight because Mark Anthony with his 13th Legion will attack the enemy port while two navies are in port. So I'll be destroying two fleets, which will clear up the sea for my navy to advance. Currently I only have one, and I don't have money for another one. We're making 25 sesterces per turn at this point. So definitely need some new conquests to keep the coffers filled with coin. And that's what we're gonna do with this fight. I'm gonna just go ahead and out-resolve this one. It would be kind of a weird fight since, I mean, more or less the entire enemy force has to be landed. And aggressive it is. So the 13 go ahead and take this little village and sink two navies in the process. They suffer quite a lot, but gained a lot of good chevrons. Ready for orders. And as it is, I don't think the enemy is ready for counterattack. I'm moving one of my spies over, but with taking this, we can actually see what the enemy carries. And they carry a lot of navies. A lot of them, which I was expecting. Even the king! Oh, look at that. I see, with this, I almost see all the channel. So this is what I was kind of expecting for the Averni, because if you go into diplomacy, the Averni is still sort of on equal foot. Actually, the balance of power is still in the favor of the Averni. So I imagine that to be just a load of navies, and we can see that they do have quite a load of navies. I don't know if the power of the navies would sway it so much. I don't know if there's got tons of armies over in Britannia. where they have their armies. It could be that their armies are stuck here. After the war with the Nervi, they might have been unable to move the armies out there. They should still be at... Oh, wait, they are allied. So I don't know what their forces are doing. I have enabled the what's it called? The total slaughter thing. So we should see more enemy action. They should ramp out their aggressiveness against us. We had a bit of a funny fight because not only did they kind of back attack us here, but they also, if you remember the army that was up in the Alps here, they came down and they attacked Vienna, and I actually managed to win that fight. I let them trample onto a load of traps, and then they just hanged around in the center square, and I won a time victory against them. So kind of stupid in that way. I'm also starting to regroup this area. So what I'm building is a consecrated ground, which we're going to build the Temple of Mars, which gives morale for troops recruited in this area. And then I'm building 2 of these practice fields to increase the ability of the legions being recruited there. And as we lost a legate last turn, I think that is very, very needed. I'm thinking these guys should actually move across here. I don't think we can replenish. There's troops to replenish us here. I mean, the Navy was be able to replenish here. The thing is, moving forward with the Navy, I'm afraid it might get squashed. Can the Navy land anywhere in March? On land? No, I thought so. Because I don't want it to be squashed. Because there's so many more of the enemy. But I want it to, once we are ready to cross over, which we'll probably have to, we should definitely go for this place. This is the main point. If we take that, I think Britain is more or less secured for us. And I just need the Navy to kind of block them so that my armies, or what legions I have, be able to move across. We have another fight over here where the 12th has moved up to this little village. And this also is an outer assault where... Oh, he didn't even cut him in the face. He cut above him. Should have filmed that from a different angle. Some trick shot there. And this means that we got this entire area, which I think means we actually control all that we need. Also, people's distrust have been reduced quite a bit. I can't remember why I got that, but I just noticed now that that has been reduced. This is the wrong button. This is the wrong objectives. So I think in the overall, the active missions, here we go. So at this point I control everything that I need to control. All the provinces and so forth. So by the end turn, I should actually win the campaign. But I think what we'll do is we'll continue until the enemy is completely, utterly destroyed. It might be also that I need to complete all these smaller missions. And last time I talked about sacking a place. So this is the place we need to sack. So at the very end of the campaign I need to sack the Nervi's capital. But that's in the future. Is this... oh, I thought that was the... what's it called? The Avernus capital. What is the Avernus current capital? They have theirs over there. Should definitely sack at least one place, I think. As of yet, I'm not confident enough to move the First Legion forward, but we can see that this one's unguarded. And if I move my spy over to see that this one's unguarded as well, then we'll definitely go ahead and take this, complete this province, and that will do us a lot of good. These guys, which managed to sneak around us, like a bunch of sneaky dogs, sneak thieves in the night, I'm gonna go ahead and out-resolve this one as well. Because, well, it's so heavily in my favor. So there's no point. I would probably lose more men by trying to take it on my own. And Crassus and his legion gains level. Oh, of course, they tore it down and built a bloody spy network. Great. Not entirely sure what procurators we already have. Public forum. Ooh! I did not notice that. The 8th lost tons of men in this fight. So, for some reason, I mean, the 8th was already cut down quite badly. And they decided to shift over most of the damage to the 8th, which is bloody great, isn't it? So there's a few places where we can still get the 8th, and it's in this province. And there's another one, I think. Which is it? It is just this one, actually. I think it was this one as well before. But right now it's only this province, so there is where the 8th is going. And it's going to replenish. Of course it gained levels due to this, which is pretty darn nice. Definitely gonna go ahead and upgrade the replenishment rate. But then we're gonna go into forced march stance. Just... oh yeah, go that way. Go at the front line, you moron. Why go all that way when you could have just gone... I mean, the road goes there, but still. So we took back this place. I'll be able to rebuild that. I mean, they could take this, but I don't think they will. So for today's fight, this one could also move forward. But the thing is, they get, for some reason, they get so many... and so quickly as well. They get so much garrison troops, and this kind of in a bog place. And I want my spies to kind of figure out what's ahead of us, moving further than our spies are moving. So we don't want to move too fast and end up getting surrounded by the enemy. But today's fight is this one right here. I was contemplating this one, or possibly having naval fight over here. But seeing as though there's quite a few fleets in this area, I think we want to hold off on that. Instead, what I want to do is I think we can expect the enemy to actually try and strike us here, or at least protect this from not being taken over. So I'm going to move the navy over there, so that will actually protect that. And I think we will keep the 13th here. Otherwise, this area will just fall back and forth between us and the Averni constantly. Which will kind of lock the 13th there, which is not that great, but that's how it's gonna go. So this one is a 50-50, so I have about 5,000 men, a little bit more, and the enemy has a similar force. I'm not entirely sure if this is the king. Also, I noticed that the Averni king is out at the sea there. He's one of the fleets moving around. It's actually being commanded by the enemy king. With that said, let's draw into battle, shall we? And crush this Nervi army and kind of clear the front line completely against the Nervi. Or at least what we can see. So without further ado, let's slaughter these beasts. And it's actually a field battle. One of the few ones we've had in this. And usually those are really bloody affairs, aren't there? And so the thing is, we're gonna try and combine our legions as best as possible. The reinforcement's gonna come in from over here, and so I'll set the 10th in a defensive position somewhere around here. The enemy might very well have put defenses out, but I'm not gonna move on them until I have all my units in play. So we're gonna drag the line out here. And we're gonna have the first one in the center.
Our reinforcements
And then
have
I'm not entirely sure where we'll put the archers, but we'll start off by putting them over there. Definitely gonna put them to fire at whatever flank I want to kind of break down. So the enemy is right now only tilting to face us. This cannot be their entire force. I mean, it's a very long line and so on, which stretches from over here to that other cavalry unit over there, so it's a mighty line, but I can't expect that to be both of there, because it seems quite small. And also I would really have liked it if they moved within the range of my giant ballistas. Right, they moved into formation and now they're advancing against us. Cavalry. Snipe out the enemy's general is something we want to do. And then right now most of my legions of the 11th are being hidden. What we could do is we could try and fight around the forest, and then have the right side guarded by the... I'm not sure. If I make a quick move here, then it's going to take so long for the 10th to come into play. Yeah, they are advancing against us, so we will order the Legion to advance. And I do think we'll try to get rid of the enemy general to cut them down right at the beginning, and then definitely see if we cannot go for the their archers, because those are gonna do us a lot of harm. And what we'll do is we'll send 2 in the back, 2 in the front, and smash him from 2 sides. I don't know why the AI decides... I can understand putting the enemy, or putting your own general in the back, but I mean, so far away from anything or all the rest of the army, so they're facing one side while they're being charged from another. So the initial charge take out 25, second one take out another 25, and now, I mean, they're completely kind of overrun there. The enemy is closing in very quickly on the 10th, so I want to speed up the advance of the 11th. The ballistas have started firing, and they're firing in on the Nervine champions, which is good. Those are the ones we want to shoot at. The enemy general is holding. I'm not losing too many cavalrymen. I don't know if that... What does that do, the Draco? Draco. Bonus versus cavalry, bonus versus elephants embracing. Okay, so... it's not super useful. Always slowly killing the enemy general. Oh shit! What? Oh, I forgot. Ooh, I selected all the archers, didn't I? When I clicked that quickly, and so shit. It's gonna reduce the time we have of the archers firing at the enemy, and now they're probably gonna stop and fire at us, which is nasty. I might move forward the 10th. Archers move there. We have bloody cavalry unit, which could very well threaten the ballistas. The 11th are so far away. Have we killed the enemy general yet? No. And now we're actually losing quite a bit of cavalry units. I'm gonna move them away, and we're gonna charge again. So the 2 units that didn't actually lose that much are gonna be the ones to charge first. And then the others are gonna come in right afterwards. You can imagine another 25 falling there. But now, ooh.
One of our units has used all its ammunition.
Okay, so the fight is starting off. Pila's being thrown. The very dangerous charge of the Nervite champions are going in, and they're heavily focusing over on my right flank, and not really focusing that much over on the left. Actually, both the same. I need the cavalry over here. The enemy general was dispatched. I definitely need to ride down a lot of the enemies. Shit, this one's down to 16. We're kind of entirely broken. Damn it. With Caesar moving over there. This one's holding out better.
We have discovered the enemy's hidden units.
We're holding back. We're trying to get through. I really don't want... we're losing them. Well, there's not much to do there. I want to shoot over here. Cavalry's coming in. The 11th are coming in. So they're definitely going to be able to help out very well over there. We want the archers to focus in and aid there. There's actually not that much going on over here, so we're gonna go ahead and focus in of just using a lot of these abilities. Caesar doesn't actually matter that much if he would be damaged or killed or whatever, because he's one of those that comes back, similar to Napoleon in what's it called? Rome 2, not Rome 2. This is Rome 2. No, similar to what happens to Napoleon. That's what I was looking for. Alright, cavalry is striking these, but the thing is, the archers over here is not as much of a problem as the archers over here. That was bad move by me. This cohort ran out on his own, trying to chase away the enemy archers, by getting absolutely destroyed in the process. Caesars now, they're focusing in heavily on Caesar here. The bastards. My cavalry is being dispatched to deal with these bastards. And as we close in, getting our legions closing in. Kind of a hole opening up in the center there. God damn it. Give me these 3. And then these 4 definitely is needed over here. Shoot at that one. And then we need to pile on here to hit from both sides. We got 2 kind of stuck against this idiot. Definitely need support here. These 2 are stuck here. Where are you not moving forward? These 3 moving in there. The 2 guys left actually. Not that that's gonna actually have them survive. I think it's the time for the siege artillery is over. So we got 3 coming in here, going for those... okay, let's see. Cavalry. Fall back. Let's see, we're kind of winning over here. I mean, their initial charge is always deadly. But once that is dealt with, we turn it around. And we turn it around pretty quickly now. And I think a lot of it has to do with the archers. If we look at who killed a lot in this battle, it's going to be a lot down to the archers. Because those are really deadly. Nervi are running over here.
One of our units has used all its ammunition.
But I mean, a lot of these cohorts, unfortunately, looks like one of Caesar's 10th cohorts was utterly killed because there's only 2 men left. And where's the enemy? The last enemy unit that holds out is this one sword unit decides to stand over here. I think I should have moved more decisively with the 11th, but then again, it was very early and it was kind of hard to tell. If I'd moved too early with the 11th and they would have fallen on them, then it would have taken the 10th just as long to actually attack them, and it's better to take the enemy on here where we had the ballistas. But damn, I mean, when they hit the legionnaires with those sword units, they just cut through them like butter. And if we didn't have 2 to fight here, then we would have been completely crushed. But then again, with only 1 legion, it would have been 2 on 1. We would have been outnumbered quite badly. But there we have it, a victory, but field battles are always bloody, and I can imagine this one we lost at least half of our force in this one. Anyways, let's go back to the campaign map, shall we? Right, the enemy destroyed. And victory. Yeah, I thought we would have lost more. 2,000 out of 5 or 6,000 is not actually that bad. Caesar's legions and his cohort suffered a lot, you can see here. And the one with 2 actually died, so that's nasty. But then again, Caesar, I've set Caesar up so that when he recruits, he actually recruits I think almost at 3 silver already from the start when he recruits his legions or his cohorts. And we were able to take it. Quite a surprise that the battle only lasted for 11 minutes. Which means with my introduction and then an 11-minute battle, I think we could probably end turn and just see what happens a bit all around. I can kind of think that they might attack with the navy, so we'll have a navy battle. We'll see. I mean, I could probably fit another navy battle in there. We'll see what happens. Gonna go ahead and end turn, and holy shit, I'm losing tons of money. Okay, so we do have a second battle on our hand. It's the Averni force actually striking out, so they bring 4,000 men attacking this small village, and it is... what legion is this? It's the 12th legion. Right, the entire enemy force was more or less lost. I didn't completely destroy them. They have 112 men left, according to this. Of those spear throwers, otherwise we completely killed them. I only lost 331, and I could definitely use with some slaves because we're running out of cash. And so I actually won the campaign with that battle because I completed the Lutetia province. The thing is, I'm not going to show you the victory trailer or whatever you call it, because we're going to continue. I want to destroy the enemy entirely, and we're going to paint everything red for once. That's actually going to be my goal here. I'm going to complete all the different side quests. I went through the statistics really quickly, and the thing which I was looking for was military casualties, like how many people have died and how many people have died, really. Well, how much have I lost and how much have the enemy lost? Unfortunately, it only says that how many units I've destroyed and how many units I've lost. But you can tell there's quite the big difference here. So the enemy has lost 1,759 units, while I lost 129. 2 land units lost, which I don't really get. I have lost 2 generals, and I've recruited 11. Most encountered fleets 1. Total fleets established 2. Oh yeah, I had that 1 fleet that I recruited. This, I guess, is a bit interesting as well. Battle captives enslaved. I'm quite surprised that I've actually released more. 25,000 released. And I've enslaved 21,000. Because I've tried to enslave a lot more people. I guess that was in the beginning. But I think I carried on enslaving people pretty early on. So that's really surprising. That we released 25,000. That it seems like that can't, and we executed 4,000. Right, but yeah, we're gonna continue. So you're gonna have to wait to see the victory trailer movie thing, which was pretty cool battle theme. But yeah, we're gonna continue, and we just achieved multilingual military victory. I think you can only get a military victory in this. Anyways, we had the battles. I talked on for a long time, so I think it's high time that I ended this. I'm gonna continue, and we're gonna fight our way through this. But yeah, it's definitely nearing the end. It's not near enough that we would... The thing is, this campaign also is the one that I choose. So, once this is complete, I'm gonna choose something else that I want to play, rather than something that you guys would like to see or like you vote to see. So yeah, with this, I hope you enjoy this, but hopefully you continue to watch this and see me through to the very end and paint it all red for Caesar and Rome. And yeah, hopefully you guys enjoyed it, and hopefully I'll see you guys for the next one. Bye!